you already know that we have gathered to learn here some tools, some tricks, some tips so that we can engage today's Gen Zs. We call it as, the more energetic, more go-to people around us. And there are so many people around us nowadays. If we look here in our workplace, yes, Gen Zs. If we go out in the mall, yes, Gen Zs. The way they look, the way they dress, the way they speak, we really want to learn a lot from them. Right or wrong?
Absolutely. They have the answers in such a way. They have the ready answers.
Absolutely right. Ready to go mover attitude. They already have that. Great. So before we dig into like what I have for you today, I already I conduct a lot of session for Gen Zs in virtual classroom session. Hence, I have taken up this particular topic so that I can share my experiences with you. Any of the experiences, any of this tricks, models which I'll be sharing it with you, if you feel like yes it is useful or you can use in your upcoming sessions with those people, that will be a win-win situation for me. That means I was able to give it to you what I have today. So to begin with, I'll share my PPT with you. What I have faced challenges, I'll share that with you. Major chuck down for me is camera off. They doesn't want to come on camera. They are like, and when we ask, can you come on camera? Ma'am, I am listening to you. You have all my ears. Don't worry. I will understand. So we are always tend to have this mentality that in case if people are there in front of us, when we are there in, when we are doing physical training, we know who is nodding, who is dozing off, who is sleeping, who need more attention. So we get to know all from their behaviors. But on Zoom, generally I conduct meetings on Zoom. When the camera is not there, how you will get that their participation is there? How you will get to know that okay they are listening? So we are least bothered about whether you are there on the camera or not, to be very frank. Yes, Shilpi.
I think this problem is not just with Gen Z, it's with everyone. Nobody wants to be on camera. Now look at our meeting. Nobody is on camera. So that is just
Right.
ubiquitous, I guess.
Right. And we have to understand their perspective. Okay, if people are not there, because see, understand, sometimes we also have this trainings early in the morning, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. If people are there on, virtual meeting, they don't like to, dress up and sit. Everybody's mind will work in different way. In case if we talk about this session, people are like, okay, I will listen. Whatever good key takeaways are there, I will take it. But okay, if I'm not there on camera, it's okay. And it is okay for me also. And like till the time you are learning, you're taking away things. But I always have this thing in mind that it is our duty to get their attention. It's not their duty to give attention. How are we making them so engaged that they understand things and we get to know that, okay, whatever our saying is, they are understanding that the proper way, the appropriate way. That's our duty. And this challenge, camera off, disengagement is very, very common with everyone. They do a lot of multitasking. So I'll share one incident. When I was taking this virtual meet with because I call them Zoomers. I always have a unique name. So I call, so hi everybody, hi Zoomers, how are you doing? So automatically they are like, oh, something new is there. New name. We are Zoomers. Wow. So this is what, like, they are getting themselves engaged. Whenever I want to have any answers from them, I always say Zoomer 1, Zoomer 2, Zoomer 3, Zoomer 4. So I always take the name of that person. So say for example, Shilpi, Zoomer Shilpi, you will answer. Zoomer Kishore, you will answer when we are there in the virtual meet. So it automatically grabs their attention. Oh, somebody is calling me. Somebody is, shouting out my name. So I have to listen. So this is the engagement, this is what we can come up with. And trust me, they have a lot of ideas. And we have to be we have to be two step ahead, not even one. Because you will say and they will like, oh, no, not that. Or why? We will talk about that also. And somebody also told me short attention span. In today's world where reels, where Instagram, where memes or GIFs or so many things, I'm still figuring it out. Like, okay, there are like so many things which are there available. The attention span is going to be shortened enough, and that's a fact. We have to accept this. And this I have accepted, and hence I have done a lot of changes in my content creation itself. I will talk about this in later slides, like how I have created my content so that the attention is there. They are very resistant. They don't want that old school type teaching and student, teacher and student relationship. They want to come into adult learning style. They are that level of, they have that level of understanding now. If we come and if we just, tell everything in brief and they're like, no, no, okay, they will not understand anything. Even the colleges nowadays, what I have observed when I go to some colleges and I deliver session, they are now like college lecturers, like professors, they are learning this new techniques, how to get them, how to get these Gen Zs engaged with us so that they are not off to the topic, they are not running away. They want the keen is there for this learning. So even they are learning a lot. And as a trainer, I always find, like I'm sure you will also agree to it. As a trainer, I always find that using social media, posting things, reels, camera leke, just start karo baat karna. That's not my cup of tea. We have to learn, but it is there. I can say it's an inborn talent in Gen Zs. If we look around, we get to know like there are so many people around us, 3-year, 4-year, 5-year children, kids I'm talking about. They have phones in their hand. Look at our generation. Some, like most of you are from Xers, even millennials, my generation, I never used to have phone. I got introduced phone when I was there in my college. My dad gifted me, okay beta, phone ले लो. बात करने में आसानी होगी. Okay. That dabba phone, the CDMA, I still remember. I used to have that. But nowadays, like I have 2 children, both my kids are like, phone de do bas. Now you go, mama. I don't want to see your face. Bye-bye. They have this mentality because they are so much hooked with so much of content available. So we have to understand their point of view. I would like to share with you, 83% of Gen Zs wants to learn skills to perform better in their role. They are upfrontly coming. As I told you, they are fast learner. So they are like, okay, teach me the necessary skills so that I can be a good person in the workplace. 73% Gen Zs wants to learn about a topic they are personally interested in. And 76% Gen Zs employees believe that learning is the key to a successful career. 69% of Gen Z's learners will spend time learning if it can help them perform. So this all facts are related to learning. That means one thing is for sure that they want to learn, but they want to learn their way. And that I have understood after conducting multiple sessions with Gen Zs. Don't teach me your way. Teach me my way. Gen Zs are like, I want to learn. I want to learn the skills because now I know that yes, skills are important. But I want to learn it my way, not your way. And I'm like, okay, let me first understand your way. Then I will be able to deliver it your way. They always, but still, we find that there are so many training fails when it comes to virtual training. If we are able to understand, okay, you want to learn something, I am here to teach you something. But when we use this static slides with no movements, nothing, or normal slides, they'll be like, training will not be a good training, right? If there is no hook, there is no emotional connection, training will fail. They want to learn with the team member now. The simulation training, as I was talking about at the initial conversation, they are like, okay, I am okay to learn with my colleagues. I'm okay to learn with my peer if the collaboration is good. They they want to learn in that way. But still, if we fail to do this, then we cannot say that our virtual meetings or virtual sessions are going good enough. As I told you, they are always eager to have this question. Why? Why should I listen to you? What's in there for me? That's a slang which they use. And I have learned this during my session. What's in there for me, ma'am? Having this question coming from them, what I have done after, like, after learning this into my session, what's in there for you? I upfrontly tell them what I have for you by using their slangs, by using their languages in my training sessions. Because their learning styles are different. Let us understand what their learning styles and preferences are. And this is like, I have prepared that considering all my experiences so far and working with so many Gen Zs, not over here, like our home country, but international also. Like I've worked with multiple Malaysian companies. I have worked with European companies. I have worked with multiple, generations. And one thing I got to know that they want to get themselves hooked through visuals, through animated videos, through GIFs, through memes. And this I use a lot in my training nowadays. Whenever I get any opportunity to showcase any video, any GIF, anything, I use that because that get hooked into their mind. And that is what, as a trainer, our value has to be. Like if we are coming here for any session, it has to be a impactful session. If you will look around your Instagram, if you must be scrolling, you will see a lot of, pictures are coming in nowadays, carousels, infographics. What is this? This is nothing but giving information in different way so that it can get hooked into their mind. And trust me, in case if any, video, any images are coming even in front of you related to your interest, related to your skill, I'm sure you will scroll once. You will see what this slide is all about. If that is visually appealing. So make sure, like, whenever you have your content, whenever you're making any content or you're using anything in your delivery, use this visual effect. Use a lot of short videos, bite-sized content. They don't want it. They just want short, crisp information that this has to be there, this has to be get delivered. They want that interactivity, live polls, cues. We have done Mentimeter session, right? You can use Mentimeter. And mostly I have observed that they want to learn in their way, in such a way that it should be like self-paced. Whenever I want to do it, I will do it. Don't bother me. Why? Because they are spoiled with choices. So they want that, okay, I should select my time. I should select that, okay, I want to do this or that. So make sure, like, even your content in such a way so that you understand their style and preferences. You understand, you give them the time, you give them that space. And in like, to my Zoomers on Zoom meetings, I use breakout room. I give them a lot of group projects because they are more interested. And then I tell you, come up with this thing, you present. So we have a discussion board. We always have this discussion board. What the pointers, one pointers everybody will have on this discussion board. So I use my whiteboard, and then whatever they are coming up with, I just write it down. Okay, Zoomer one, like I always tell them to have a name of your team. So say for an example, Zoomer Game Changer. So the Zoomer Game Changer is like, they have discussed, their discussion was about this. So I'll just write one pointer. So they have a quick revision. So the retention is there in their mind. when we do this, when we give them, sort of relevance that, okay, this will give you this will upskill you. And then they are like, okay. So the engagement is there throughout the session. And I use this gamification a lot. Nowadays, this is more popular. I always gamify. So, say for an example, I just conducted a session 2 days back, and I use a spin wheel. Do you know what is spin wheel game? Spin wheel rapid game.
Yes.
Yeah. So I use, yeah, right. So anybody has used this in their trainings? Perfect. Good. So I use this a lot. So whenever I spin, the other person will come to know that, okay, this is the point. So in case if I will share that with you also, if I can share. Whenever I'm like, okay, I will rotate this, the spin will come and will stop, and then if so it automatically it claps, it gives that shout out, and then this is like rainbow thing, ribbons and coming on. So that gets more of, okay, yes, tell me. So the curiosity, that spark is there in the session. And then I tell that, okay, now the Zoomer game changer will ask to Zoomer squad one question related to this topic. And then they are like, okay, I will ask. And then tell me the USA and UK difference. I have conducted for the international client. So I have this spin wheel. You can create yours. You can create yours. Instead of writing participants' name on spin wheel, because generally I see a lot of trainers, they write participants' name and then tell, Acha, aap pe rukana, now you ask answer. Now you ask question. Don't do that. Topic you select, because it is in your hand. Topic you select, you write the topic, and then you tell the other person, like participants, to ask the question. This way, they will have a hold also, and you will also have a hold of the questions which they are supposed to ask.
And the second thing is that Gen Z, they don't want that we have questions, because when the moment they ask questions means you didn't understood. And they don't want it
Absolutely
to be in
right.
front of the others. I didn't understood.
Absolutely. So I make them only, like you only question, and amongst you only they will answer. So that spark is there. Okay. They will prepare question. I don't prepare anything. You only, I am here just to tell you right or wrong, right question or wrong question. Anything wrong answer, 0 point, no chocolate given to you. Virtual chocolates. We give virtual chocolates to them. And then at the end of the session, I always ask, how much chocolate do you have in your kitty? Okay, then this Zoomer game changer won that. And they always have this curiosity. Okay, session 2, we will carry forward this kitty.
How to give virtual chocolates?
Through emojis.
Okay.
I'm Shilpi, I'm telling you, they are hooked with emojis. You sometime I ask, you understood, and people are like, they are giving me emojis. Yes, they are even not less bothered to come and, like, unmute themselves. Are like, okay, I understood. They say, okay, thumbs up. Somebody will show me this shining stars. Yes, I understood. So this they do a lot, many times. Almost every session. So this is a tip which I would like to give you, because I have done this and it has worked successful. Maybe you can also use this in your training session. After every 5-7 minutes, I take a pause. I always do some sort of, gamification. Gamification, not like playing, okay, clap, okay, tap, not like that. But related to the topic which we have done, I just gamify. Spin wheel is one thing. We have another, like, if I will keep on saying the other gamification tools, the time will run out and we cannot capture what we have. But some or other thing, just to bring them back their attention. Because uh, they are not habituated enough to listen to you for, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because of short span attention. So I use this a lot. And the best thing is, I always tell them the real stories which has happened with me. So they are always eager to, listen. Okay, tell me. Why should I listen to you? Yeah, Shilpi. Would you like to add something?
I just wanted to know how to use Kahoot.
Uh, Kahoot, Mentimeters are the tools which we use for, for live polls, which you can share for sharing questions. Sometimes you have to question, answer, you can use that. So that's another like separate topic, because that,
Free tool, like, can we use it, Kahoot? Is it a free tool?
yeah, it's a free tool. Mentimeter is also for certain limit, it is free. I guess Mentimeter session has already been done with the participants. So in case if you have recording, you can see that also. One way is Kahoot also. There are multiple free tools nowadays. We are loaded with tools. It's just like we should know as a trainer now that which tool need to be used at which time frame, so that the engagement is there from participation side. And I do this always, like I have informed them 5-7 minutes, like, me constantly talking. I always ask their suggestion, their opinion related to that topic, so that their engagement is there. Yeah. This is one thing which I feel that it has been modernized. The training has been modernized. Correct me if I'm wrong. Earlier, when I started my journey, like 2011, when I stepped into the corporate world. I started my journey with ICICI Bank. Then I moved on to HDFC Bank, then Yes Bank. Then I become a corporate trainer in Kotak Mahindra Bank. For 8 long years, I served as a functional trainer, as into in-house trainer, training multiple people into, I mean to say, generations. So giving trainings to employees, to RMs, to senior RMs, like deputy managers, senior managers. So one thing I have learned, that one way training experience is something which we share with them. But if we know that if we can convert that into two-way experience sharing, that means if we are able to convert a training session into experience sharing sessions, that means we are doing good job. Because nobody likes to, listen to lectures. Trust me, even to my age, if you'll tell me, like, if you have to hear to this Ramdev Baba, oh my God, it's a tough task to, listen for half an hour. But if we have this agility and ability to convert that session into a two-way experience sharing session, that will bring more interest in your session. That means I am the boss of my training room. I have the hold. It is just like I am making them speak. And by doing this, what we are doing is we are taking their opinions, their suggestions, their experiences. That way, we are making them feel like, oh, trainer is taking my experience, my opinion. I have something to share to the trainer also. Whatever I have to teach, I will come and I'll teach that. But I always do this. I always have this open end discussion with them. You tell me, what is your thought? Okay, if this could have been done in this way, what do you think this will make an impact? So after like every 5-7 minutes, I always ask that. I always do that. So this way the engagement is there. They are not disconnected, but they are connected. Because they always have, because some participants will be there even in your Zoom call, that some are like very active, listening to you. They will share their opinions. Automatically, they will share their opinions. They will automatically share their experiences. So I always believe, like, instead of one-way training, like we come and train people specifically to Gen Zs, always turn it into two-way training experience sharing model. Ask their opinion. Because Gen Zs, they always feel like, okay, I want to share something. Or they have this thing in their mind, okay, if I am sharing, the other person is listening. Do you all agree with this? Can we implement this? Like, you can share experience, you can allow participants also to share. Right? So So the practical strategies we have for engagement, we'll be discussing that. Just give me a minute. What practical strategies we can use for engagement? As we have discussed already that I basically use a lot of short content. I give them busters. I have used this name in my session. So it's a content busters. So one buster I will share. So it's nothing but it's just a short form of whatever we have learned. Any one, like I always give one topic to everybody, and I always tell them, you have to share me a content buster. What is your understanding in 4 or 5 lines? So this way, everybody will have some or other thing, and the revision can happen in a very quick learning form and in a very focused form. So it's nothing like a lengthy chapters or session which we are doing, but it is sort of like, we are sharing in a busting form. I just conducted a session with Gen Zs, that too on a very heavy topic of ownership and accountability. And when I got this opportunity, I was like, okay, Gen Z को ये कैसे समझाएं? Ownership, account में, it's a very heavy topic. Then I always I used memes, GIFs, ownership, clapping, tapping. So people were like, okay, were more engaged. And I got this feedback from participants itself. We were thinking that this is going to be a very theoretical session, but on the other hand, it was more of practical session. We understood a lot of tools which we can use in our day-to-day life and how we can be more responsible. And whenever I share anything, like if participants, mostly they ask, Grishma, can you share this? Or can you share in short, crisp form what you just discussed? So I always have a content ready so that I can share with them and which they can see on their phone. Because most of the people are there on their phone. They don't have this laptop every time ready. So whenever if they want to, revise and they want to see, they can see on their phone. So I have designed content in such a way where it gets fit into their phone also. So even next time you can use this. This is again some sort of engagement which I bring in my session. No? Any questions? So we can move further. Anything you would like to ask or anything? Because I have something very, very special for you. The model which I have created and I follow. So I have a model which I have created specifically for this particular session, and I use this model a lot. So the model name is Vibe. The Gen Zs, they use a lot of slangs. Half of the slang, 90% slang, I only don't know. What are they speaking or what exactly they are referring to? Sometimes I ask my participant, what does this mean? So they use a lot in my training session. Ma'am, vibe match हो गया. मैम उसके साथ vibe ही match नहीं होता है. So I don't talk in my workplace, with that colleague. मैम उसका vibe इतना अच्छा नहीं है. Then I thought, what is this vibe? They're referring to this a lot many times. So I have simplified this vibe so that it sticks into our mind as a trainer, because it is working for me. So I believe it will work for you also if you use it in your sessions. V stands for vary formats. Whatever we have learned so far in our slides, I have just combined everything and I've made a model for you so you can carry something out of this session and you can implement. Vary format. Format means in the form of video, discussions, hands-on task immediately without saying anything. Quickly, 5-10 minutes, what you can do. You can create that task amongst your team members. Gamification. Use a lot of gamification. I have highlighted this. I have written this in capital. Reason being, gamification is the go-to method for them to, to get them engaged. And then instant feedback. I stands for instant feedback. Include quiz, polls, reaction to keep learners active. Because what happened generally, I'll tell you, I was conducting this session on customer service excellence with Malaysian team. PrepWorks is the company name where I was conducting this session. So the team is like cross-cultural differences are there. They understand, I train and everything. So, but I have to make sure that, okay, they are understanding what I am telling. So in between 10 minutes, I just run a quick, poll. Zoom also we have this. So I run a poll. Okay, quickly 2 questions. Done. And they will not come up and speak, because as I told you, not all participants are okay to come up and speak. But everybody is like, okay, they will give you answer. So at least you know that my understanding is going great. Sometime I don't ask them, am I good? My pace is good. Are you understanding? I just run a quick poll. So between their screen, automatically it will get pop up and they answer. And then I get to know, okay, everything is good, good to go ahead, without asking anything to them. And B stands for be authentic and use humor. This I have learned because my participants are like, whenever I deal with Gen Zs, they use a lot of humor in between of the training. And I have tried not including humor in my training session, and I have tried including humor in my training session. The percentage of getting good feedback when using humor is more, because they enjoyed it. So making fun memorable, making learning, memorable, always it is like related to, like, if we are doing any fun, it will create to some memory. If we are making them learn something, it will create some memory. So if we have some humor, so they are always, interestful. They are always being, being friendly with you. They can come up, they can share things, because we have to get down to their level. We have to understand their mindset. And enthusiasm is key. This I have learned very hard way. Earlier, when because I was having a habit of, going and delivering session. And when it comes to, to my Zoomers, it is like to keeping up that energy, that enthusiasm, that passion, that okay, it it is getting transferred, because they have a lot of, because you itself told me at the beginning of the session, they have a lot of enthusiasm, energy. We have to match up that. The moment it gets dropped, automatically the engagement is lost. And trust me, this I have seen a visible difference. The energy which I bring on board in front of them on virtual meet, they also match up with that. And last but not the least, stay inclusive. Use diverse visual example, involve everyone. Inclusivity is something which, whenever there is a lot of, I say, involvement of everyone. So everyone is getting that importance. And nowadays, Gen Zs, they love to get importance. That's the reason I told you, always have, opinions asked from their side. What do you think? What do you think, Grishma? What is your opinion? Do you think this should be done in this way or that way? You tell me, you teach me. I'm here to learn, you teach me. So that way they have this momentum of learning always on. This way we can keep our audiences, virtual audiences, Gen Zs engaged by matching with their vibe. So next time, whenever you're conducting any session with Gen Zs, always remember, match the vibe. Start from making your content, presentation, that means the preparation time, the content making time, to the delivering time. Always remember that you have to match the vibe of the audiences. That way, I will like to summarize and I would like to sum up this particular session.